today is April 25th, and this will be my third field trip out of my high school experience. Yeah, and funny thing about it is I'm really not supposed to be on this field trip. I just talked my way into the field trip, and this is what happened when you talk your way to field trips. You go to places like swamps. Now, do it look like I go to swamps? No, but I'm going because I just overall don't want to be at school. That's a shame. I'd rather go to a swamp than school. But yeah, so I'm gonna do my best to like get footage, because technically we're not supposed to like film at school, but I got y'all. And in other news, this is my last like full week of high school ever, because my last day will be May 4th, and I gotta take an AP test on May 4th. But this is it. Like, oh my goodness. But yeah, stay tuned. It's like 5 in the morning. I know y'all thinking, why she up this early? Because school started at 7:30, and it take me a while to wake up. So yeah, that's why. But I'll talk to y'all later. I just put up to the school. It's bright, like Gladstone. But yeah, I'm gonna go in a little bit early to see my teacher will let me in, because my first hour teacher is actually a field trip sponsor. So yeah, and they be tripping about students in this building. Like, I'm so sick of it, y'all. That's all. But yeah, I'm excited. I'm not even gonna lie to y'all. Like, I have been on a field trip in so long, and this is like gonna be my last field trip. So y'all keep you updated. All right, y'all, we at the swamp. We finna get on this boat, but I'm scared because I hate boats. I do. I'm gonna be holding on to somebody.
If the boat catches on fire, you can grab the fire extinguishers. I'm not gonna grab them. With that being said, I'd like to welcome everybody to Gage and Pride. So out here, the swamps you're going to be touring is called the Man Shack Swamps. And out here in the Man Shack Swamps, there's over 5,000 different species. But what you can expect to see are alligators. And look, right here. Y'all guys see that alligator right there? Right here? Everybody see that?
No.
All right.
Yeah, I see them.
You'll see them. You'll see these raccoons. You see them picking through the stuff right there. That's them picking through the feet, trying to get the deer corn.
Oh my God, there's 4.
So, where's my volunteer? Yeah, he is. This is your job right here.
Oh.
Good God.
Oh, look at it.
So these little insect swamps is one of the most haunted places in Southern America. It's because of Julia Brown.
Yes.
And I don't know if y'all did your homework, but here we go.
They had a grave that they
Y'all
built
did?
out here.
Well, they got a lot of different stories, but I'll tell mine. This one's most made up.
She's like some voodoo lady or something.
Just kidding. We'll get right through it though.
Who's Julia Brown?
Julia Brown was the voodoo queen.
Isn't that the grave that y'all had here?
You know she does.
Yeah. Yeah. So Julia Brown, she was what they call a faith healer. So Julia Brown, they had doctors back in those days, but they weren't too good. They were still trying to evolve. And Julia Brown's story got real big 1915, September 28th. So what I mean by that is, so they had all these doctors, but I said they weren't too good. So what they would do is they would turn to Julia Brown whenever they couldn't find all the answers. And what Julia Brown would do, she would give them all these herbs and potions and lay her hands on them. In some cases, it's mind over matter. That's what other people believe. And since they thought she was a voodoo lady and she practiced voodoo, it would help her dark magic. So the people who didn't totally agree with her, she was outcasted to the Man Shack Swamps. And so whenever she did this, whenever they outcasted her to the Man Shack Swamps, she was also a musician. She was caught on her porch every evening, so they say. She was caught on her porch every evening playing her guitar. And one of her songs went just like this. She said, "The day I die, I'm going to take the town of Fanier with me." And what you're looking at, this is the town of Fanier. Well, it used to be the town of Fanier. Part of it. And so the town of Fanier was a population of 7 urn. And the town of Fanier was also popular for logging cypress trees. And so the reason they logged these cypress trees is because no termites did not get inside of it. So they started building houses. And they started logging these trees almost to the point where extinction was upon them. And so, in this population of 700, she said, the day I die, I'm going to take the town of Faneuil with me. So one day she died of natural cause. And that same day, 1915, September 28th, they had a funeral. And at her funeral, one of the biggest hurricanes known to Louisiana. Now, most of the population of Faneuil was actually at her funeral. So, one of the biggest hurricanes known to Louisiana. Now, y'all gotta remember, this was before they had any of them radars on any of their phones, so they couldn't detect a hurricane was coming. They had no clue at all. And so, whenever this hurricane rolled through, same day of her funeral, it wiped out all but 22 people out of the whole 600 population. So others think that she cursed the town of Faneuil, but others think that she was trying to warn the town of Faneuil.
Do you know what hurricane that was?
That was actually a no-name hurricane. And still to this day, they still never named it.
She even named it for her.
So being that there was only 22 people left out of that whole population, that's kind of hard to build 600-something coffins, right? So what they did was, what they expected they did, they dug these massive holes. And they just started dumping in there. And this is what we call the mass grave digging sites. So up here, whenever we come up to it, it's going to be on the left-hand side. I'm going to point it out so y'all don't miss it. Everything you're going to see in here is all made up. Specifically by me. Even the story you just heard. So, did y'all seen them palmettos? Y'all know what palmettos are? Everybody seen those? I'm gonna point it out to them when we see one. So, if you look back here, it kind of looks like a palm tree back here. Look, we got one coming up clear over here. Can everybody see that right there? Kind of looks like a palm tree. You see it right there? So, back before they had a thing called Home Depot, or they had shingles, this is what they used for their roofing. Yeah. So what they would do is they would take these palmettos and they weave them together, and they would put them on top of their roofing, and it would keep it waterproof. Now the reason I know that this works for your roofing is because y'all remember a previous hurricane? It was before Ida. It was called Hurricane Isaac. Y'all remember that? So down in Jean Lafitte, where I was born and raised at, we actually got a camp. We got a camp with. Yeah. So, what? So, our last hurricane, Hurricane Isaac, we got to camp out on the water. We got to take the boat to get to. You can't get to it by car. So out there, Hurricane Isaac actually ripped the whole roof off. So what we did, we took these palmettos and we weaved them together and we laced them on top of our roof, just like shingles. And it kept it watertight for about 2 weeks until we was able to repair it. So all that weather was gone after it. These flowers, they'll never die. And the reason they never die is because they're plastic. And hopefully you didn't think otherwise. Because you might need to repeat the grade again.
They're actually
Ma'am, you need to get your student.
They go holding Jimmy. Bye, Jimmy.
Alright, so now we're on it's not a swamp tour, but it's like kind of hiking in the middle of the woods. I'm gonna show y'all, but yeah, we somewhere where you can kind of see the trees and stuff. The flowers is pointing. Those are the peoples. And yeah, we're going back to the bus. It's been real. I like the field trip, to be honest. But yeah, see y'all later.